the Padres make multiple moves. We got to talk about some serious implications. Someone coming up, someone going down, someone going to the IL. What's going on, everybody? Christian Pedersen back with another episode of Padres Digest. This is the part of the show where I introduce myself, introduce the show, ask if you could hit the subscribe button because it's the YouTube-ish thing to do, and then say, all right, let's go back to talking baseball. Here is the official announcement from the San Diego Padres. Bryce Johnson getting his cup of coffee on up in the major leagues. He is going to be replacing Luis Campusano, who's headed back down. And Yu Darvish to the 60-day IL. Obviously, there are two components here. One is an injury move, and one is a call-up, call-down move. I will get to the Yu Darvish part first, and then we'll get to the Bryce Johnson and Campy stats in all of this as we go along. Some of this is kind of thought processy, just like I'm working out my therapy with you guys. So drop a comment what you think. But to me, this is it, the official confirmation that we're not getting Yu Darvish. Like, tell me we're not getting Yu Darvish this season without telling me we're not getting Yu Darvish this season is the vibes I very much get from here. A 60-day IL stint is technically clarity in the sense that throughout the course of this year, we have gotten a lot of this being the most recent imaging, or not imaging, apologies, the Darvish quote here. We'll call that up instead of those videos. Sometimes apologies for that. Get the video feed wrong. This was the last news that we got after a couple of false starts and setbacks. Was that he was going to throw another thing, 40-ish, pitch-ish. That they throw. He has the Peoria complex game. He goes out there, he throws it, and then we end up with this. He's on the 60-day IL. You can extrapolate out that 60 days is still not the end of the season, but I think you get what I'm saying. When this has gone from, Darvish is in AAA, he's throwing well, but he's just not quite there yet, to an official acknowledgement that, look, his arm is just not right this season. We're going to shut it way down, do our best to try and get something out of him this year. But, again, you can drop in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Is 2 starts from Yu Darvish? Maybe he comes back and throws the clutchest 3 innings of his life and, saves us. But barring some Disney-esque fantasy ending to this season, I say that whatever we get of if any Yu Darvish is not going to be meaningful, is not going to have a major impact on the direction of the San Diego Padres season. So there we are, 60-day IL. Let me know what you think on that front. But I think that at best, this allows us to, at worst, this is us losing Yu Darvish, which is not good, which is never good. You never want to lose a pitcher, let alone a guy like Yu Darvish. But at best, silver lining on all of this is us now able to approach the trade market, now able to approach the concept of Michael King and Dylan Cease re-signing, or just the whole formula of the pitching without leaving a hypothetical spot for, Yu is coming back so he can do, we now know we're short one of our projected arms and one of our veteran leadership arms that you got to ask yourself at his age, this kind of a lingering season, how much, no disrespect, nothing but love for you. How many more seasons are we really going to get from him if he can't get his arm right after a couple of false starts this year? You could say, yes, give him a year and he'll come back, but for how many more? You start to think and realize, okay, Yu's not going to be able to be the on-field anchor for our clubhouse. Maybe he transitions straight into being a pitching coach or somebody who's a senior mentor type thing, but it doesn't really work like basketball where you can just have a Udonis Haslem who plays 2.5 minutes every other game but sits at the end of the bench and is that hybrid coach player role. That just doesn't work in baseball. So there you go. Other half of this equation of the moves that the Padres are making is Bryce Johnson up from AAA, Luis Campusano down to AAA. Okay. I spent a whole spring training and kind of off-season saying Terso was our man. Give him a chance. He rips it up in spring training. They give him 7 major league at-bats. And we haven't seen him since, despite him going back down and hitting kind of well. But the Padres have kept needing more and more guys because they're mulching through bodies right now in the back end this season and are unable to get any sort of major relief. Here are the stats for Bryce Johnson. minors, minor league 2025 on top, minor league career in the middle, MLB on the bottom. So this is not a major league debut, but this is not a guy who has a ton of service time. So that's where we're at. We're starting to churn through the semi-disposable, indistinguishable bodies of a minor league rotation that you just kind of go, okay, cool. Who is this guy? Do I get what? Okay. Yeah. None of these are great options. I kind of LOL'd at this right here. Saw this on the artist formerly known as Twitter. Technically, the games that he has been here, the Padres have done well. So, if we're here commiserating together as Padres fans, saying that, oh, the sky is falling and everything's kind of coming to an end, how can we hang on here? Maybe this is our guy. Maybe Bryce Johnson brings the vibes and is Chad Bro chill and is going to enter the chat and just regulate things internally for the Padres and everything's going to be fine. Maybe. I'm assuming not. Apologies for the dog there in the background. My dog is excited for this one. But look, hey, here we go. This is what we got to talk about is if the Padres are not going to go to Turso, they have got to find something to fix, or if they're not going to trade, or if they're not going to whatever. Because this is what we sent back down to the minors. I kid you not, this is Campy's stats. Campy being a guy who forever I really enjoyed as a member of the San Diego Padres. I thought he is and was fantastic. I know that some of you are less fan favorite about him as I am, but you can't have this. And you can't linger with this. And this is second stint with Campy. And so, okay, great. Here's what we're doing. Instead of making any bold statement about giving some young guys or whatever some time, we are starting to dig into the bottom of the barrel and get okay guys. Like, I don't know. I could use all of your help trying to rationalize why Turso is not being given the bulk of these at-bats as the Padres continue to seem to just search listlessly and aimlessly for a minor league guy to step up and do it. And it's also, they're giving, like, we're talking about 24 and 25 on the line, or on the roster. We're talking about somebody who's going to occupy all of a minimal amount of it, depending on the sample size we're talking about here. This is not a guy that we're asking necessarily to step in and hit 400 and bat second. So I don't understand what is the appeal of this over Turso, unless there's just something that I am completely missing. I feel like the Padres don't just need a boost right now. They don't just need a fix. They need somebody to come in and provide some long-term plan, optimism. And I know we've got the main pieces with Merrill and Tatis and Machado and all that, but you also right now have a glaring hole in left field and a need for some offensive stability in the bottom half of the lineup. And it doesn't even need to be a guy doing just absolute bonkers. It just needs to be a little bit more of an opportunity for the Padres to produce some runs. So let me know what you think. But the summary right now for me is that this is bad news on Yu Darvish. This is probably saying goodbye to him for the season. And then, welcome back, Bryce Johnson. See if his vibes cure all. Like I said at the beginning, if you could hit the subscribe button, it would be much appreciated. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys soon.